A mayor, a desert guitar master, and a song that treats trust like a sacred roadmap. That is already a better opening than most movies, and it only gets richer from there. Welcome to Music Storytime, where we gently kidnap your algorithm and introduce it to better taste in music. Enjoy the background music in the free usage playlist, you dirty scoundrels. Now continuing today's focus music band, Ali Farka Touré. Stay with this, because Ali Farka Touré made music with deep groove, quiet force, and the kind of hypnotic pull that can make a room wobble without anyone noticeably moving. Ali Farka Touré did not sound like he was trying to impress you. That is part of the magic. He sounded like someone who had already settled an argument with time itself. Born in Mali, rooted in the traditions of northern Mali, and later known around the world for illuminating the connection between Malian music and the blues, Touré carried enormous gravity without ever becoming heavy-handed. He was a giant who preferred understatement, which is often the coolest way to be giant. I Do is one of the finest entry points into his world because it feels so open-handed. The song carries a message about trust and faith in other human beings, but it never turns preachy or stiff. It moves with patience, with that calm but undeniable groove that Touré could summon so naturally. This is music that does not hurry because it does not need to. The rhythm knows where it is going long before you do. If someone wants to hear how warmth, philosophy, and groove can share the same piece of earth, I Do is a beautiful place to start. Then comes Gomni, which feels a little more road-worn, like it has dust on its sleeves and wisdom in its pocket. It lives on Talking Timbuktu, the celebrated collaboration with Rai Cooder, and it helps explain why that album became such a global doorway for Touré's sound. There is something wonderful about how these songs travel. They are deeply rooted in Songhai language and Malian musical tradition, yet they move across borders with almost spooky ease. Gomni is especially good at showing that balance. It is grounded, but it wanders beautifully. And then there is Savane, the title track from his final solo album, released after his death, which somehow makes the song feel even larger. Not sad exactly, not in a wilted way, more like a horizon with memory in it. Touré reportedly considered Savane among his most traditional works, and that gives the whole thing a remarkable dignity. Savane sounds like a master artist walking through familiar terrain and noticing details the rest of us would miss completely. It is broad, unflashy, and deeply commanding. One of the most fascinating things about Ali Farka Touré is that he never fit neatly into the African bluesman box people tried to hand him. He pushed back on that. He wanted listeners to hear the cultures, histories, and musical traditions of northern Mali on their own terms. That makes his career even more compelling. He was not just making beautiful records. He was carrying knowledge in them. There is also the wonderfully unlikely detail that he was not only a globally admired musician, but also served as mayor in his home area of Niafunke. That detail feels almost too perfect. Of course, the man making music this grounded also had literal civic responsibilities. It adds another layer to the legend, not just international icon, but local steward. Put I Do, Gomni, and Savane together, and you get three remarkable angles on Ali Farka Touré's art. One gives you trust, one gives you movement, one gives you legacy. Together they create a sound that feels ancient and immediate at once, music that can bend a room's atmosphere with almost no visible effort. No grandstanding, no glitter cannon, just deep groove, desert wisdom, and a guitar line so sure of itself it barely needs to raise its voice before everything around it starts to wobble.